Hello everyone, here we are, day 10 of the Wellbeing Essentials, where today we are talking about how connections help you to create change. Now, we've established numerous times that change is hard, and when you try and do it on your own, it eventually becomes very isolating and very lonely. So if you're going to sustain it in the long run, you have to be surrounded by good quality relationships. Now, it's been suggested that connection and the need and the sense of belonging is one of our most primitive urges. To help explain that, I've included a link below to a YouTube video called The Empathic Civilization, and I think that it's really useful at explaining exactly why that is. It's from a socio-economic, political point of view, but I believe it transfers really well to well-being and to this journey that we're on. Now, from that video and all the other stuff that I've learned over the years, I believe there are three main benefits to creating good quality relationships and connections, and they are accountability, support and empathy, and we're going to discuss each three of those in a bit more detail now. So accountability can be defined as the obligation to report or justify yourself and your progress to someone else. That's something that most of us can identify with in a work context, but maybe something that we don't apply to our own personal lives that much. The fact is that most of us are more productive when we report to someone else. Why is that? Well, accountability helps you to take ownership of your own journey. But it can do it in positive or negative ways. From a positive point of view, it can help you by increasing your desire, increasing your commitment, increasing your responsibility. But it can also work negatively by causing it as a result of increased feelings of obligation, or debt, or pride, or fear even. Now, what would you rather? Would you rather a relationship that's based on bullying you into action, or would you rather a relationship that encourages you into action via education and inspiration? The fact is, accountability works, but it has to be as a result of the right reasons. And that brings us on to support, because I believe that the right reasons occur when accountability is backed up by support. So what is support? Well, support is about other people helping you on your journey. And we can explore this in a bit more detail by looking at it from a coaching point of view. So as a coach, I work with clients on their goals. So we work together on a common collaborative goal, which is their goal, it's where they want to be, it's the progress that they want to make. And I help them do that by acting as a guide, a facilitator, a mentor, and providing them with direction, motivation, inspiration, some realism sometimes via some truth and some honesty, some insights, and helping them to build some empathy and compassion and some self-belief. And each of these provisions helps them on their journey by establishing their journey in the first place and exactly where they want to go. So we then define their goals and measure their progress along the way. It helps to improve their performance, and it increases their confidence and their self-belief. Helps to keep them engaged, which is really important when the going gets tough. And it helps to ensure this accountability and this ownership. Now, social relationships can also help you do this. But what you'll tend to find with a social relationship is that rather than giving you everything that you need, like a coaching relationship will do, it will give you bits of what you need. So you'll end up with different social relationships offering you different things. So you might have one friend that you exercise with, another friend that you like to relax with, another friend that you'll like to explore deeper issues with. Now, all of this stuff works, and it works really well, but with the social relationships, you just need to make sure that the other person has some level of interest or investment in your own journey. Because if they don't, then eventually that relationship is going to stop working for you at some point. Now, this brings us on to the third one, which is empathy. Empathy looks at support from the opposing point of view. So rather than other people helping you on your journey, empathy is about you helping others on their journey. It's about you understanding their plight and then helping them move through it. There are actually some people and some schools of thought that believe empathy on its own can provide true happiness. Now, how does it do that? Well, that's actually a pretty complex concept, and that second YouTube video is really good at explaining this in more detail. But for me, empathy is about helping to put everything in perspective. It helps to keep us grounded, and it helps us to build connections that are based on deep, compassionate feelings. It encourages reflection and introspection and outrospection, and all of these amazing awareness processes that we discussed right at the beginning of this course. Now, each of these are equally important, but you'll find at the beginning of any change journey, the first ones are kind of the key. You'll find that when you start a process like this, you have to concentrate on yourself. And you have to concentrate on building yourself before you can look to help other people. But eventually you should find that as you start to grow and develop, you want to start paying that forwards. And this is where the empathy comes in. Now, I'm sure most of you, if not all by now, can recognise the saying, put your oxygen mask on before helping others. Now, as well as that being a line from a safety briefing on an aeroplane, it could be used as a metaphor for this process, but actually a metaphor for life. The fact is that you do need to help yourself first, but once you do, as you start to grow and as you start to develop, you will want to start helping other people. And as you grow stronger, you can provide more help. This kind of builds us to what I want you to take away from this lesson, which is that good quality relationships help everyone. When I say everyone, I guess at the moment I'm talking about the people in your fishbowl. But in time, your fishbowl might grow and you might be able to help more people. But the key is that you want to help yourself first and then move on to helping others. So this brings us on to today's task, and what I'd like to do is to watch the first YouTube video, and if you like it and if you get something from it, then move on to the second video, because the second one is brilliant at explaining the importance of empathy. And then once you've done that, have a think about your own relationships. Have a think about where you're gaining your accountability at the moment, where you're gaining your support, and who's gaining your empathy. And as you move through that, if you find that you're missing any of these things, then have a think about where you might be able to find them. Who is there in your life that you can discuss your journey with and can help you ensure that you stay on track? Who can provide you support? Is there someone that can start doing some exercise with you? Is there maybe someone at work who eats healthily that maybe you can start having lunch with? Is there someone that you live with or nearby that likes to relax in the evenings? And if you're ready, is there anyone that could benefit from your help at the moment? Big stuff. And again, this is pretty deep, but this is huge. I actually am a firm believer that empathy is vital for our true happiness. But I'll let you explore that in your own time. Now, that brings us to the end of day 10. Tomorrow we're going to move on and we're going to discuss the influence of environments within our bigger journey and how we need to build supportive environments. As always, if you've got any questions or reflections on today, then please do give me a shout. But in the meantime, enjoy your task, enjoy exploring everything that we've discussed, and I'll see you tomorrow.